everybody? Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about the Thunderbolts teaser, but let's be honest, at 3 minutes, that's basically a first trailer. Though, it does handle itself like a teaser. It doesn't really reveal too much. Though, honestly, this teaser set up a lot of possibilities, a lot of fucking things that could be happening or could not be happening. First of all, the Thunderbolt team is comprised of Yelena Belova, the second Black Widow. We got her father, the Red Guardian. We got Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. We got Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. We also got Taskmaster returning from the Black Widow movie. And we got John Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Along with, perhaps, a man named Bob, a.k.a. The Century. So this will be the Thunderbolts team. Or at least as far as we know, there's been a lot of conversations ever since the day Marvel announced the Thunderbolts team, who was going to be on it. Because we all thought a lot of things. Because we all thought the Thunderbolts was going to be Marvel's answer to the Suicide Squad. So we thought it was going to be like, you know, Zemo and Abomination. And like, we thought it was going to be whatever heavy-hitting villain is still around. You know, we thought it was going to be like that. But instead, they went with this cast, which there was a lot of controversy around because there's not a lot of superpowers in this cast. Outside of Ghost, Red Guardian, and outside of Ghost, Red Guardian and Bucky and, you know, Walker, they're just super soldiers. They're just enhanced super soldiers, you know. I mean, they're super strong, as you've seen Red Guardian chucking around heavy fucking, like, I mean, they can pick up, Red Guardian can you know, move a whole car by himself. I don't think he can throw a car, but he's pretty fucking strong. So they're super strong and they're super beings, but for the most part, they're all more human. There's no over-the-top powers outside of Ghost. And from the jump, I always said, I was like, I need to see what the context is. Because one of the worst things that happened with the original Suicide Squad movie was, among many things that were terrible, but one of the most egregious things was the squad that they assembled and the task they were set to do was so ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like, you guys are fighting a villain, like, I don't know, a Superman, a Super Wonder Woman, Batman, like a big heavy-hitting villain that you guys, like this is not, you guys are a guy with guns and a woman with a bat and a guy who can set things on fire. Like, it's like, yo, y'all are not enough to deal with this shit. And that was always the problem that was one of the many problems with that Suicide Squad movie. So I was worried that with the cast of characters they assembled, I was hoping that it would be something a little bit more realistic for this cast. And I'm not going to get into too many predictions here, but I think the way that the angle they're playing with this isn't, and some people have actually talked about this before, this isn't Marvel's answer to the Suicide Squad. This is looking more like it is going to be a sort of a take on the Dark Avengers / the Secret Avengers. Now, the Dark Avengers and the Secret Avengers are two totally different things. I think it might be more of a take on the Secret Avengers. Now, just for context, Dark Avengers were what they sound like. Like, some shit went down, the world lost faith in the main Avengers, like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and all of them. So they wanted more government official Avengers. So Norman Osborn, you know, this is one rendition. Norman Osborn, taking advantage of the situation, assembled his own Avengers team, and he had the backing of the government and everything, and they became the Avengers. But what little did people know, they were all villains, and they were doing all kinds of bad shit and whatnot. Though there are different renditions, that's the one that I grew up remembering with the Norman Osborn-led Dark Avengers. Though, like I say, there have been many different forms of the Dark Avengers, though most of the time they are all villains. They are all out for their own good. You know, they're taking advantage of the people's lack of faith in the original Avengers, and they're just, generally speaking, a bunch of asshole villains. The Secret Avengers were a bit different. And this is what I think, basically, they're doing with this. Because the Secret Avengers were basically heroes willing to do really bad shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it was like Hawkeye on there, it was like Black Widow on there. So that just kind of gives you an indication. It was Hawkeye, like Black Widow, and a couple other heroes. But the Secret Avengers were like the superhero team. They were like the X-Force to the X-Men, basically. Because X-Force were like, we kill motherfuckers. Well, the X-Men were like, we save people. The Secret Avengers were like, we kill motherfuckers. Don't we kill motherfuckers for the greater good? But we do. And I think that's the direction they're going here. Is that this is an elite strike force being assembled by Val to attack people who they want to attack. And it will be led potentially by the Sentry. But either way, the trailer starts with a great interaction between Yelena and her father. What is it, Yuri? I think his name is Yuri. I always just say Red Guardian, just whatever, because David Harbour killed it as Red Guardian in Black Widow. Even people who didn't like Black Widow came out of that movie going, yo, David Harbour was fun as Red Guardian. He just has this big, he has big teddy bear energy. You know, he's got big teddy bear father energy. The kind of dude that you know would knock a motherfucker out for you or do something stupid and embarrass himself just to get a chuckle out of you, and it would warm his heart. Like him, though, their relationship is so fun. Their relationship is pleasant. I love Harbour as Red Guardian and his relationship with Yelena. Yelena is obviously amazing. I love Yelena, but I love Florence Pugh. I think I'm fucking in love with that woman. She's one of the... I'm in love with Florence Pugh. I'll just put it to you that way. Love her as an actress, but a beautiful woman. And I love that when she got an MCU, I was fucking excited. But she's playing Yelena Belova. The last time she was seen was in the Hawkeye show when she didn't kill Clint. But it's very clear that she hasn't quite, because the movie, we kind of got an idea what the movie's gonna be about. Like, and that's, you know, they didn't tell us anything, but we got a great vibe of what it's gonna be about. And what this movie is gonna be about is something that Yelena was talking about earlier, which is all of these people, every single one of them, are people who were at a certain point not such good people, either by choice or either by mistake or choice, or in the case of Bucky Barnes, Yelena, Taskmaster, they were being manipulated. Their minds were literally manipulated. And although they have all since reformed and since like gotten their minds back and they're in control of themselves, it doesn't really take away from the shit they did. It doesn't really take away from the fact that they have all been trained to do one thing basically all their lives. So like, you got Yelena here, like, I'm trying to figure out how to fill a hole in my life that I'm not sure how to do. Like, I threw myself into work, that's not working. It's like, you know, she feels an emptiness inside. And like, it kind of nice like cut up here, it showed Bucky and it showed John Walker. John Walker, who obviously by the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier has been tarnished. He's lost everything. You know, he's sitting here reading a paper. Clearly, a lot of times passed because his wife didn't have a kid, or at least they didn't ever mention a kid. But as you see, he has a child, and he can't even pay attention to his child because he's wallowing in his past regrets. He's wallowing in how he feels like he's just got no direction in life. And that's interesting that all of these characters, and now you see why they picked all these characters, because all of these characters are in a similar headspace of, I don't know where I'm going. I did so much bad shit in my past. I haven't reconciled with that shit. Only thing I know how to do is kill. And that's not, you know, there's no way to live. So they're all people who are just looking for a direction to go in, looking for an opportunity to do some good, to keep trying to repent for whatever shit happened in their past. And we're all characters we know have these regrets, feel lost and feel like they don't know where they're going. It's more in line with something like a Guardians of the Galaxy than what's the word I'm looking for? Than a Suicide Squad, which is ironic because people don't know this, some people do. James Gunn originally came into Marvel to pitch a Thunderbolts movie. That's what that was his original pitch. Marvel suggested the Guardians. And then, you know, the ball rolled from there. But originally, he wanted to do a Thunderbolts movie. So this movie is going to be about trauma, which is kind of, if you've been paying attention to the MCU, kind of been the entirety of the MCU, we're being honest. Like, phases 4 and 5, every fucking thing can kind of be real. Half of the movies and shows can kind of be reeled back to trauma of the past, you know, especially the shows. So all of these people are people who have been weaponed, who have been manipulated, who have done bad things, and are trying to make right for it now. That's what makes it different from the Suicide Squad, because the Suicide Squad are just straight up, are basically villains who realize they're not, the Suicide Squad is villains who realize they're anti-heroes. This is anti-heroes trying to come like quote unquote anti-heroes, people who are reformed, people who we've seen reformed, coming together to form something to like almost like help each other heal, help each other deal with their bullshit. And I'm just very interested to see how this turn out. There are some action sequences in here to look dope. That first action sequence with the U.S. Agent Yelena, Ghost, and Taskmaster, that scene already looks kind of fire to me. There's a desert scene that looks like it's gonna be awesome. Like I say, no matter what I'm taking away from this, I got a great feeling that the action is gonna be top fucking notch. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Congress Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And what did you think about the Thunderbolts trailer? Did you like it? Did you want more from it? What is your theories out there? I might make a separate video talking about that, but I'll get into that and another one. Thank you guys again. See you in the next one.